Peaches! Welcome to our 32nd episode. I'm Erica.
And I'm Joyce.
32nd. That sounds
weird. I know. It sounds long.
Yeah.
It sounds like we're experts, but we're not experts.
I can't even begin to use But hey, it's our second YouTube video. Yeah?
It is. How do you feel?
Feeling? Oh.
I'll go first because you asked me first. You said it faster than me, so.
Yeah,
how am I feeling? Okay, I'm gonna give a number first, which is
out of 100.
Out of 100 this time. I'll probably give it 80.
80?
Is that high? That's quite high.
That's quite high.
Like whenever you take exams and like quiz and stuff, whenever you have an 8, you're like, oh, okay, I'm doing better than average. Don't you feel that, like when you were in school?
8 is quite high for quite everything. High, you know,
yeah.
If I get a 6.5, I think that's good enough.
Really?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
maybe my standards have just been lowering.
Really? As you age?
As I age, yeah. Seriously.
I don't know. Like this week or the past few weeks, we were, on CNY holiday. It was like a lot of gatherings, a lot of social gatherings, a lot of seeing friends, a lot of food.
Have you exhausted your social energy?
A little bit. But it's not gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna derive from it or I'm gonna stop a little. It's more like, just like give me a day or two to recover from it.
Yeah, that's a week for me.
Yeah, and then I'll be fine. So I think, so far getting back to the swing of things, starting to work.
Getting into spring.
It's been so cold. Can we talk about the weather? We always talk about the weather when we were like on like episode 10 or 12. So we should talk about weather.
You and your Uniqlo what
my down jacket?
Yeah, your down jacket.
It's the best purchase ever. It's the best. Like, why is everybody needs to get one.
Yeah, but it's,
no matter your age.
You have it on when it's 10 degrees Celsius and you also have it on when it's 17 degrees Celsius.
It's so versatile. It's a versatile piece of cloth that you need in your closet. So
true closet essentials for winter.
Yeah. So far so good. Weather has been quite cold and it makes me sleepy. To be honest, I've been really sleepy.
Yeah, actually me too. And also because it's Monday.
Today
is so dead. I mean, we dropped by our favorite bar just now. And it's so dead.
And it was the first time.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
That it was empty. That the Peel Street was completely empty, which was never the case.
Right?
Which is never the case.
I mean, yes, it's a Monday, but I mean, it's Monday, guys. You're supposed to get you're supposed to get a work drink.
And have a nice HH drink.
Exactly. It's always like that, right? On Monday, you got a work drink. On Tuesday, because it's like the week still feels super long, you get a depression cure drink.
Sure.
And then Wednesday is like hump day.
Yeah.
You need to drink. Thursday is like, yay, weekend is approaching. You drink.
Yeah.
Friday, of course, no questions asked. Saturday, one or two.
You don't even have to think about it. Saturday is just like you always, should drink.
Exactly. And Sunday is rest day. Okay, fine. I'll give you that.
By no means that we're promoting like you should like do heavy alcohol. We're just saying once in a while it's good to indulge in something.
I mean, if you want to justify yourself for doing that, then here's one way to think about it.
For sure. How about you?
Me, I already explained what's going on in my life. Monday to Sunday. That's basically my routine.
So is that above average? That sounds like above average.
That's not too bad. I mean, I give it a 7.5 and
okay.
I give it a 175 for now. Bad. Yeah, just really getting back into, on the go kind of mode. A lot of stuff are happening and might be traveling soon and, just
you're traveling
balancing.
Soon.
Yeah, finally.
It's finally your turn after 3 years.
Seriously, yeah.
Really
need to do that. Oh, we talked about it, right, just now. This is our second video. And, just a little bit of a promotion in case some of you guys haven't yet gone on our YouTube channel.
We have a YouTube!
We have a YouTube channel. Yay! Yeah, I mean, I spent so much time. We tried to put together the YouTube channel, and then we tried to upload the past 30 episodes.
Congrats to us. Thanks to you. All your cut out pics that you did over the course of month.
Yeah, I'm not too happy with that design.
Our previews look really good though. So,
oh yeah, I really like that.
I'm really excited for that. We really did put our hard work.
We did.
And I think it's good. I think it's better for Hyper Peaches. It's gonna take up more time for us.
But yeah, if you really put your heart into doing something, then it's supposed to take up most of your time.
Yeah, I agree.
And don't half-ass anything that you want to do.
Yeah, and we're trying to stick it out and give it our all, and this is us trying.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. And
same.
Are you excited for today's episode?
We
haven't done a one-on-one for so long.
Oh, that's true. Wait, hold on, no. Oh, the last one is with Darcy and Aga, and before that is... We did one-on-one, but it's over Zoom. So it's not like face-to-face, one-on-one.
Why was it over Zoom? I don't remember, but anyways.
Yeah, it was December. We have
so much going on.
Yeah, and we didn't live that close. Yeah.
But now we're making the time, and hopefully this is going to be a regular thing, filming.
Yeah.
So, all right. I think today we should talk about... Well, I'll start off as to why I'm very excited for this episode. Because of the recent kind of more social gatherings that I've been going to, whether it's with relatives, it's like different types of people that I've been meeting, right? New or old acquaintances, right? And I don't consider myself as a socially awkward person, I don't think.
You're not.
But there's moments where I do question myself, right? I do think a lot, and I try to act a certain way, or I try to, kind of be very mindful of how I react. And so I think this particular topic that we want to talk about and share today, which is socially awkward, is comes in my head like from time to time when I have these hangouts, right? And I think I never really can have a sit-down talk with someone, with a good friend, to really dive deep and talk about some issues or some things that people don't really talk about, basically. And now it's a really good way to be very vocal about it, and just excited.
I feel like this term, socially awkward, has just been used like almost too often. People describe, oh, this person is socially awkward, this other person is like, socially awkward. Okay, so fine. But do people really why would people use this term? Do they really know what it means? Do they see someone as like, oh, he or she is an introvert, that's why she should be socially awkward, or this person is shy, that's why he would be socially awkward? I just don't think these three terms should necessarily just tie in together. And actually, like what you said, I personally experienced some moments where I'm just like, oh, maybe that's my socially awkward kind of moment.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you think of the word these two words, socially awkward, right? Like, all research aside, what is, when I tell you, oh, what do you think of socially awkward? What is the first few things or that comes up in your mind? Or scenarios or moments that you think you can describe it in your kind of personal experience, or
like when I really don't feel comfortable in that social situation, as in say there's some social cues, right? Like if there's a joke where everyone just laughs off at it, and then I'm just like standing there and I'm like, that's not funny.
Yeah.
And I'm not laughing at the same time. And then when no one is laughing, then I am actually finding something funny. Oh, you know what? Reason also why I really want to talk about socially awkwardness is because I started rewatching Big Bang Theory.
Oh, okay.
And Sheldon is just like the perfect example of socially awkwardness.
He is.
Yeah. And that is also why I feel like, see, he's not an introvert, definitely. He talks so much. He's almost has like too much to say about everything.
Yeah, for sure.
But he's so socially awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That should.
Yeah.
Socially awkward doesn't mean that you're an introvert by any means.
Exactly. But back to your questions, you asked me like what are some of the moments, some of the scenarios that I find myself being socially awkward. One is like not being to pick up any kind of social cues. Yeah. And also I'm trying to avoid some sort of eye contact with people. I just want to I just don't really feel like getting into whatever they're talking about. I just want to leave. Yeah. And that's when I find myself feeling so socially awkward.
But you're not though. That's why I can't imagine you doing those things.
I think I hide it pretty well actually. Because if I were actually in those kind of situations, I would just find an excuse and just leave already. I wouldn't want to stay there. And since I leave and I didn't really actually enjoy it, I don't think I would even mention it with you. And when I was with you, because I always have fun with you, I always enjoy my time with you, so I don't think you'd find me socially awkward. Yeah, when I'm with you.
Okay, interesting. I don't know. When I think about this topic now, this is like, I'm trying to like sound very cocky, but I don't think about like us, or I don't think about like friends around us, because I do think like everyone that we hang out with
are not socially awkward, right?
No, everyone's chill, everyone's cool. Like, I don't know, not that I'm trying to like purposely hang out with people that are like I define cool, but I just feel like, I think for me, if I ever meet those people or step in those situations, I draw myself back, because I'm like, oh, like what if it happens again, right? Why do I have to pursue this friendship, or this hangout, or this you know what I mean? Like, because I don't think it's a thing where someone is just gonna be socially awkward once. It's kind of engraved in your personality trait, right? Because we can dive a little bit later, but it's about deeper roots, right? And deeper meanings to that. And
I think there's like a degree of socially awkwardness. If
yours is like hiding really well, which is not even
showing sometimes.
Yeah.
But most of the time, I think I blend in easily to most social groups, I would say. Yeah. Yeah, but there are people who would really just like a bit of an outcast in most situations. Yeah. And I mean, I guess for those people, I don't really have that many friends like that.
I can't name any that that we're close with. So
yeah, I do come across a few people, those who shall not be named. But say recently, I went to this event, this like event dinner, and one that I find really socially awkward person is that he would try to when you're with like those people in like it's kind of like an alumni gathering. Okay. So you're with a bunch of people who you haven't met for a really long time, and then there is this guy who just like try to barge into different small groups from time to time and trying to join their conversations, and then just trying to flex a little and make his point. And whenever he does that, everyone just like instantly shut up. Yeah,
that's very awkward.
Yeah, that's a kind of social.
And then how does he move on from that?
Oh, you know what? He has such thick skin. He just like laugh it off.
Doesn't care.
Slowly leave this group, barge into another group, does his thing. If it doesn't work, move on. Yeah, it's kind of like guys picking up girls at the bar. Right. Some guys, not most guys.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Well, I think we could dive into a little bit of with the test that you did. I found the points really interesting, right?
Oh, yeah.
You said there were like a few signs that you could pick up on someone that is like socially, like signs that you are socially an awkward person, right?
Yeah, basically, we found this awkwardness quiz where people just test their own socially awkwardness.
That's insane.
I did mine.
Yeah.
And
wait, can you ask a few questions to me, because I haven't done it yet.
okay,
right?
okay, yeah, sure.
Pick up a few like of your favorite questions, and I want to answer it on the spot. Is it like yes or no? Yeah, okay, it's yes or no.
Okay. Do you spend more time thinking about what the other person thinks about you than do what they are saying, and do about what they're saying? So it's more like think about what they think about you, or you like just...
I'm more certain about myself and I do it kind of thing?
Yeah.
Depends on the situation for me.
Hey, it's a yes or no question.
Okay, fine. I'm thinking it too much. I think right now it's about me.
Okay.
So no, right?
No.
Yeah. But what does it say though? Oh, you have to take the whole test.
Yeah. Do you analyze the conversations for signs of dislike afterwards?
Yeah. You too, right?
Yeah. Do you...
We're just self-aware people.
We are. Do other people avoid making eye contact with you? I don't think so, right? No. Do you find yourself having to explain jokes you have made?
To my close friends.
That's a really awkward situation. I mean,
it's not even funny though if you like have to explain it after it.
Yeah. Have you ever?
No, I don't do it in a... I never make like really funny jokes.
I thought you said you're a funny person.
I make it to you.
I'm laughing already.
But like, if I just met random, people, I'm quite reserved, I realize. I start off reserved, so like I'm a little, like a slow burner, right? I think it takes time. So like, for me to really joke it out with someone, it's with someone that I could actually explain it, and then it'll be more funny afterwards when I explain it.
Yeah.
Because the fact that I'm explaining it.
Yeah, I think so.
I think you're saying the same, similar too.
Yeah. And I mean, but we're kind of biased though, because whenever we're together, there are a lot of like inside jokes.
But like, let's think about it. When we're like meeting like a big group of people who we just met, we're not the jokesters.
Yeah,
we're very easygoing. We're very easy to hang out, easy to talk about everything.
Yeah.
But we don't go out of our way to make people ha 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 like laugh super.
That reminds me of someone.
Who shall not be named.
Who shall not be named. But who does something that is just... Oh well, guys do whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you find yourself wishing that you hadn't used particular words or phrases after you have said them?
Not really. Not really. I used to, but that's like me over-analyzing things, and now I don't really do that.
But you've never had like a moment where you're like, oh fuck, I shouldn't have said that. Like maybe I should have used a more toned down word, or...
Now, not really.
You know what? Oh, I have that awkward moment where, so I run into a friend.
Okay.
At a place where at a setting where I just never expected to run into anyone. And then somehow the first thing that's came out of my mouth is something just doesn't really make sense, or like, yeah. So I ran into this friend the other day. Okay. I'm not sure if she would be listening, but I just say it anyways. Okay. So I went into this friend the other day at the gym. Okay. And I didn't expect to see her there. And then we just like, we saw each other, and I was like, hey, and because I saw her at the gym, she just went to a PT session. Okay. And the day before I saw her story, she was like, out shisha. Oh, okay. And the first thing I said, I was like, hey, I hope your lung is not too damaged. I don't know why I said that. And then she just looked at me and she's like, huh? Because I saw your story.
So you have to explain your joke.
That was not a joke.
Are you trying to be cool? Like, are you trying to have that cool, open, like,
I don't know. Maybe deep down I was thinking that. Maybe deep down I was just like, I make a lot of turns. I'm like, oh yeah, she went to PT session. Oh yeah, I didn't expect to see her up in the morning after a night out, and then she actually did a hardcore workout.
Yeah.
So I was like,
that was your like kind of
yeah. So
thought
after
process.
all those thought processes, I was just like, oh, I hope you're okay. And turns out to be,
like,
oh my God.
I bet she was like, huh?
Yeah. And she all she said was, because we're gonna meet up this week.
Yeah.
So all she said was, oh hey, how are you? See you next week. And all I said is, I hope your lungs not too. Oh my God.
You need to be more casual about things.
Yeah, I was not fully awake. I guess that's all I could say.
I don't think you're always like that. I just think you're occasionally like that.
Yeah, I found myself so stupid at times.
Are there any more questions, or is that pretty much?
I guess. Oh yeah, I have. Okay, let me ask you just one more.
Okay.
Do people change the topic of conversation, or they leave long silences after you've spoken?
The first one.
So people change the topic.
Yeah.
It's
it's either or now, right? So it's change topic.
Was your feeling hurt?
No.
So you're okay with them just changing topic? Would you overthink it? Would you think like they don't enjoy talking about what I'm talking? That's why they change the topic.
No. Because it depends on, if it's a one-on-one, that means, they're just really curious about me. They want to move on to the next question.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
I rather that than I say something and then I'm waiting for an answer and then he or she does not give me an answer. Right?
Yeah, true.
That would have been worse.
True.
Can I touch on this a little bit? Like, I can't share, thou name shall not be shared, but recently I've been in a situation, where it was like 5 to 6 people in a conversation, but that situation is where you're not really making eye contact with other people, because everybody is just really like focusing on like on their phone or like on their desk work and stuff like that. And then basically I think everyone was just trying to overlap and talk about different things, or like holiday and blah blah blah. And then this one person, he or she started talking, and I don't know, like sometimes I've been meeting people where a lot of people say valuable things, and then you meet this one person, they're saying the exact same thing. They're just commenting, like say like
they're piggybacking on whatever you said.
They're piggybacking. So say like you're like, oh, I recently really like orange dresses, Joyce, right? Say this is your thing, and then I'm like. And then I don't know. Let me think of something really stupid. Like, I
eat a lot of orange.
or like, oh yeah, I love dresses. Or like,
I love dresses.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's worse.
Exactly, like something like that.
Okay.
Or like, oh, orange is nice. Or
oh, okay.
The color.
Yeah, the color is vibrant.
Yeah, it's like, no shit. Like it's like, So it's like. I don't know. And then there's like a dead silence. Isn't that worse than not moving on to the next question, right? This is kind of going back.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know. That's really
well. You know what? If people are able to change the topic right away, then maybe that person is your savior.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. They're trying to avoid the awkward.
They're
trying to avoid it.
Yeah. True. Yeah.
So some people are just. Like, it's upsetting because I feel like when people talk, you're trying to be heard, right? That's why you talk, or else you don't have to talk. You just talk to yourself when you're home.
Well, except for those people who piggyback on whatever people say. They are basically just trying to
get attention?
Well, to make a presence, to feel like they're a part of the group.
Exactly.
Yeah. But they're not really creating any value in that conversation.
In reality, we call those verbal noises. It's just like, there's some noises.
That's background noise.
I don't understand. Yeah.
It's like
sucks.
the audio in the reels.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It means very little, and it sucks because I always want to be able to not say what I'm trying to explain. Like I always try to be, I want to be a person that is kind of on point. I think you too, right? Like we're trying to be people who touch to the main point, don't really do what.
But that would lead to what the lung is damaged conversation. That would lead to that kind of statement.
How so?
I don't know.
That was you just trying to be interesting.
No, maybe I'm trying to really make a point there.
That too. Who knows? Dig deeper.
Point made, checked. Stupidness, checked.
So
Ooh, I have one more.
Hi.
Do you often start speaking at the same time as the others?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we both have a tendency to do that.
Well, we talked about it.
We have too much excitement.
Yeah. And we don't like, when we're in a conversation with other people or even with us, we don't like silence.
Hey, you know what? That's a mild sign of social awkwardness, actually.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, because here is that.
Yeah?
You are...
Lack of social...
Yeah,
lack of
you
social
just...
experience?
In a way. Like, no, not lack of social... You are afraid of that kind of, like, long silence, of that kind of... You feel awkward in that moment.
But when someone is comfortable in themselves, or when someone is comfortable in a social setting, sometimes silence is okay, right?
Yeah.
Damn, that's
It's
deep.
hard, yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm, after all, quite socially awkward.
Do you know where your causes come from, or do you think it's a personality trait for you?
I think it's both. Like, so here, I think there are a few causes. We can kind of touch on them too, that I've read from, like several articles online. One is like the kind of like inherited or some medical issues like ADHD or autism. Those are medical issues. It's a different thing. So I believe it's quite self-explanatory. We don't really have to go deep into that because we're no medical experts here. I don't want to just fake it. Yeah. But about personality traits, I think I'm quite shy.
You're quite reserved.
Yes, I'm quite reserved. That's why.
And that causes a little bit of awkwardness in you that you think you have.
Yeah, I think so. Why am I so... Yeah, but you've known me for so long. I've always been this reserved, right?
I don't know. You're really good at hiding, TBH. You know that.
Hiding...
Your reservedness.
Really?
Yeah.
Like how so?
I mean, in social settings, when we're out, like, with our friends hanging out and stuff, you don't seem like the person in the corner who's just only talks, like, one word or two, you always know when's the right time to say something or when to hold a conversation, when to start a conversation.
Yeah, but deep down, I actually don't want to talk at all.
Wow. Then you're a good liar.
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I guess deep down you're quite reserved.
Yeah, I would say so.
You're very reserved in your decision making, to be honest. A little off tangent, but I don't think you're reserved in social settings. You're reserved in your internal kind of thought process.
Yeah, I would say so. Reserved is also kind of like very conservative, right? Yeah, I would say so.
How about me? No, I'm like the opposite of shy.
I don't think you're shy. I would never really see you as being shy.
How about here we wrote desperate for attention. I think I'm a little desperate for attention, but I'm not.
I think you used to be more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now I don't know.
But I don't think it's desperate for attention. More like
desperate for people to hang out,
to please people.
Really?
Not please. Okay, what is that word? To seek for like everyone to approve of
me,
what you're doing.
Oh, interesting.
I think you have a little bit of that. Like, not necessarily that you have to be like stand out as the center of the attention, but you would hate when others don't really, when you're doing something that most people don't like.
Okay.
That's why you would want to do you would have FOMO in a way.
I'm always down for anything, TBH.
Yeah.
Like today, Shady Acres. You know I was gonna be there. There was no sign. Like you're like, oh, Joyce is gonna be busy for like 5 minutes, and she's gonna come.
Yeah, that's why I don't even bother to reply. I was like, it's okay, she will show up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I realize that is a good thing and a bad thing, but we can dive in that later.
Yeah, I think for me, for you, we both have a lot of stuff that
we know we know our issues.
Our issues. Yeah.
Okay. So how about like the low self-esteem? Like, do you think when you were, back when we were younger, when we were in kindergarten or primary school, middle school, were there any situations where, it made you feel smaller? Anyone or any situation that made you feel less confident, negative, or I don't think bullying was ever happened in our childhood. I don't think so.
I don't think so. Not
maybe
yeah.
Honestly, maybe verbal, but I probably don't even remember. How like people say things and kids.
True.
So maybe we don't even remember it, but I'm sure it happened.
True.
It was like a joking kind of way.
I feel like though maybe in high school, because I think I mentioned it in podcasts or definitely during our conversations. Like sometimes my friends, my classmates come together. In a local school, all girls, and everyone is like in their puberty, trying to go out and meet guys, and from other local schools, and the guys would be like, "Oh, you're too." Like it's always about your skin tone, which is really stupid when I come to think about it. It's like, "Oh, you're too tan," or
I remember that was like a really big thing for you, which was your skin color.
Yeah, that was like my whole world is me and my friends, and what else do I have to worry about, right?
Yeah.
And so everything else is solely I'm on the right path, but it's just when it comes to this kind of comments, it's like, well, there's nothing I can really do, right? And maybe that's kind of affected my esteem a little bit.
I think so. I mean, it's a little bit as quite a sign of bullying, to be honest. It's like they couldn't find anything, and then they're like, oh, let's pick on this because you're somewhat different from us.
Yeah, and that makes me, I mean, definitely I feel like I'm being a little bit too self-conscious about that, but that makes me a little bit like I don't feel like to fit in those kind of social groups.
Yeah,
but at the same time,
sure.
Those are my groups. And
you mean before?
Yeah, before.
Yeah.
So where else
can you what else can you say or do?
Exactly. Like where I'm not gonna like go out to just meet someone else and like seek out for a different group. So yeah, that time maybe that built up a little bit of socially awkwardness in me.
I do think though, like bullying when you were young does affect someone's self-esteem a lot. Now that I think about it, like it affects the way they present themselves, and obviously ties into like this like socially awkwardness, right?
Yeah, I think so. And it's if you have someone who appreciate you as you, and maybe can try to build up that kind of better social group with you, then it's gonna probably solve the issue. But if not, that's all of them is just gonna slowly build up, and they're just gonna drive you away from people.
Agree.
Yeah.
So what are some upsides and some pros to being a socially awkward person, you think? I've actually never thought about this point until we brought it up.
I think bringing my example back to Sheldon.
Okay.
You gotta assume that he's a real person. You really gotta respect him for being how smart he is. Like he sees things in a very rather peculiar way, but in ways that most others don't really see. And that's one thing, maybe being a socially awkward person, because they see things differently.
They're in their head more, right?
Yeah, and they could be so so genuine, so blunt. Like,
sorry, why are socially awkward people blunt?
Because they don't really pick up on social cues. Like, they would say things really coming from the bottom of their heart.
So they're honest.
They are honest.
They're not trying to be rude or mean about it. They're just honest.
Yeah. I mean, if you can respect them for who they are, accept them for who they are, then you are up for some honest opinions from them.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like, they don't really do all those, like, fake friends kind of thing, I think. Yeah.
It's hard because, well, for me, the longest time is like if I mean, this is rude to say, but if I ever meet a socially awkward person, then I draw myself away rather than looking the good in them, because that's a natural instinct, right? I'm not gonna. I mean, and also I feel like we're at this age where we're very picky.
Yeah.
Like we're kind of like, oh, we already have like 4 good friends, or like we already have our set core groups, or I know this is how I allocate my time. So why would I go out of my way to take the day of time for this person, right? It's just like a hypothetical thing. I'm just thinking, if this ever occurred to me in the future, you know, how do I deal with this better? You know, it's hard.
Don't really overthink it, because at this point it's more like, if you meet someone who you really click with, you know, being a friend or a your significant other or whatever, then that person would just stick around in your life. Because I guess these are friends for me. Like, my friends are pretty diverse. I'm sure yours as well. I don't really think about them whether they are, you know, like, if they're a sociable person, or like, you know, they're any type of other, like, extroverted persons, whatever. It's more like, if there's some part of them that I really like, then and if we somehow get along, if they open up themselves to me, then I would just, you know, stick with them. Yeah. Or maybe that's me being part of that socially awkward person.
Nah, not you.
I don't know. We all have that tendency.
Maybe. So how do you think... Okay, so if you're a self-claimed socially awkward person, how would you deal with, like, the lung situation the next time? You know, how would you kind of deal with it better? What are some tips and tricks that can make it easier for you, you know, or make it easier for other people?
I think, you know, even I really hate that, actually, because I really hate, no, I don't hate it, but I really don't enjoy small talks now these days. But for a socially awkward person, maybe not myself, then practicing more small talks, it's good to slowly resolve that issue, that tension that they have with others when they're in a social setting.
That's a good tip.
And really to embrace the awkwardness, because you know, most people, when they're being put in that situation, it's not like they're not aware that they are being socially awkward, right? It's more like they are aware of it, and they're like, shit, how do I fix it? And then most of them just choose to, you know, walk away, avoid the eye contact, and then slowly maybe would just really drift away from a social group and tend to go inwards and be by themselves more. And I would say just stick around. Just really, you know, if you feel, see, there's a long silence there that no one speak, then just make a joke about it, or just open up a new topic. Yeah. And say, there's a saying, right? Like, so if you stop being that awkward person, and if they are the one who cannot pick up on whatever topic that you set out, and just, you know, make another long pause, then they are the awkward ones. It's not you anymore, it's on them.
True.
Yeah.
I like that. I think also to, add on, not piggyback.
Yeah,
See, that's a funny joke.
I know you're trying to make a point, you're creating value.
Exactly. Trying to tie into the topic.
Exactly.
Relevancy, everything. To add on, I think, well, what I've learned too, and what I think I've myself have been implemented more in social situations is to relax. Give yourself a bit of chill. Like, I think why we're always so exhausted sometimes in social settings is we give ourselves too much pressure.
Yeah.
To try too hard, to be more entertaining, to be more fun, or whatever version we want ourselves to be. But sometimes it's not even about that, right? I think you think too much about what other people see in you, but nobody really cares. Everybody's probably thinking about the same thing. Oh my God, how am I gonna be this awesome person? You know what I mean? So I think this is my takeaway is to, the more relaxed and chill you are, maybe the better the situation is, right? And
True.
I was gonna say something really cool. I forgot.
I'm waiting for it. So yeah, during this silence, this awkward silence,
yes.
I'm just gonna say, be more present.
Exactly.
I'm waiting to make that.
And to say about the thing, remember how we said we always talk on top of each other? I also realize as I grow older, like, I don't have to say everything that is in my head or I want to say.
Yeah.
It's not necessary anymore.
Yeah. I used to have that habit too, that bad habit.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't say it's bad because it's just a habit, but yeah, I am that kind of person where if I have something that I have to say, I would always want to go back to it. That's one of the traits that I actually take on.
But that's to make yourself feel better, right?
I don't know. It might also be OCD, some sort of OCD. Like, I want to go back to it and make the comment so that I can wrap up
my thoughts.
Yeah, basically.
Interesting. But yeah, I think
you don't really have to do that now.
You don't really. I am more at peace with myself, and I think the older you get, the more situations you kind of know what is good, what is bad to do, or you pick up on your friends too. I think I pick up a lot of social cues on my friends, like say for example, one of our really good friends, we're always saying her name, Angel. Like, I really think that she's really good socially in terms of she doesn't talk over you at any sense, right? When she asks a question, she waits till you start to finish. Have you ever realized that? Now that I think of it, and she talks really at a really good pace.
Yeah.
For me, I mean, I've learned myself a lot in podcasts, right? When I'm really excited about something, Joyce is excited because she talks 100 times speed. When she's not interested, she doesn't talk. She zones out. She's not with you. Like, she's... But, I think in a social setting, it's important to stay present and stay consistent and be a good listener to other people.
Yeah, good listener. That's something I'm still trying to learn. I think all of us are a little more focused on ourselves. I realize when people like say I run into a friend, not a friend, and then we just ask about, how's your day? How are you? Normally, if people ask me, I ask them first, okay, how are you? And they're like, good. And they're like, how am I? And I was like, good. And then I would start talking about myself. Like, somehow I just didn't really try to ask, because how are you is not really
a question.
Yes, exactly. I never really go on to ask questions about that person, but more so starting to talk about my own stuff. Yeah.
Is that to avoid the awkwardness?
Partly. And yeah, I guess I'm more focused on myself, which is something that I also want to, maybe ease off a little. Yeah.
That's good. Self-reflection all the time. Podcast equals to self-reflection, honestly. Every time we talk about a topic, I realize that, oh wow, I know more about myself. Of course, I know more about you.
Yeah.
I understand more about the topic and the situation. And self-realization, and it's great. I love it.
Yeah, it's a good talk. Oh yeah, did you say something about I think social anxiety?
No,
You don't
I
think
mean,
so?
I think I well, anxiety is also kind of like a, how should I say, a medical or kind of like an illness, I would say. So it kind of ties into, you know, what you said, autism and ADHD. I think when you have social anxiety, that it probably does affect a lot your health and your, of course, your mental health and probably your physical health if it gets worse or if it's really severe. Because maybe some people actually have hard time breathing, or they start to, you know, get dizzy, so they don't go out, you know, like it's I haven't really experienced that or know anyone who's kind of experienced these, so I don't have the expertise to say what it means, but this is what I'm picturing what it looks like. So I don't know, it's scary.
Yeah, I think if you know any kind of that medical issues is it's
good to talk
beyond,
to someone.
Yes, and it's also beyond
help.
What we can really like what we are talking about in here. It's you need to seek professional help for that.
It's when it's out of your control, it's something that you should really seek professional help and talk to, you know, a psychologist or therapist about whatever it's going through, whatever is the triggering point that is deeper than just a conversation.
So. I mean, a lot of people are seeking online therapist help these days, right?
It's been more and more common, right? And especially when COVID arose, I think people are seeking a lot of that.
It's a first world problem.
For sure.
Well then, I guess that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode as much as we do. I mean, I definitely learned a lot. Sometimes it's just good to talk about it, like to actually like start a conversation and start a discussion. Let the discussion goes on, and then you actually get somewhere about the topic. Yeah, I agree. And hope you guys enjoy a lot our video and our episode, and stay peachy. Yeah, make sure to also follow us on Instagram, Facebook if you haven't already, and of course subscribe. Right now we can say that, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Let's go. And yes, you can actually rate this podcast on Spotify and iTunes, so please do that would really help us a lot. And thank you for the support as always. Yes, and we'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.